Right, we are live. Styles is in the chat. Good evening to you. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Tried putting this up on the old Twitter box. Twitter wouldn't let me. Something about code? Have no idea. My luck. That's all right. We will try to put the replay up on the Twitter box later. Oh, man. Styles is in for the night. He has had a long drive back from Casa de J-Bone up here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Willie? No. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Dear God. Nope. Just water tonight here, Doc. Not cracking a cold one until much, much later. So we still have some errands to run and some MLW to catch up on. But right now we're going to talk some Ring Warriors, episode number 4. But before I get into that, I just want to touch on a couple things from the last episode because I did not get to review it. Too much going on that week. We are in the midst of the Grand Champion Tournament. Plenty of rum in their fridge. That's right. You left me the bottle. That was incredibly generous of you, but you only left me 1 can of Coke. I don't know what I'm going to do with all that rum. We will get some more Coke Zero soon. Thank you, sir. Plus all the beer. Anyways, lots of people in this tournament. Let's go over the names really quick. We had Wes Briscoe, Eli Drake, Alex Chamberlain, Jeff Cobb, and on the other side we have Michael Tarver, Hammerstone, Martin Casaus, and Luke Hawks. Go over some of the results here quick. That Ken, let's say his name incorrectly, Ken Resnick, the interviewer backstage. I'll get to him in a little bit. It's so much fun watching a classic guy like him cover backstage interviews with a whole new crop of today's talent. It's really funny. We see Michael Tarver facing Wes Briscoe. Folks, I have not seen Michael Tarver since that first round of NXT. Back when it was a goofy competition where they were doing stunts and stuff. I specifically remember Michael Tarver because he basically gave up on his stuff and didn't want anything to do with the competition. I mean, obviously he wanted to wrestle, but walked away from everything, which I found funny. Now, I have not seen or heard of him hardly at all since. Certainly has not been on any television that I've watched. I can't even remember if he was part of that first next group, that group that was run by Wade. Stu Bennett. Now he's called Stu Bennett. But anyways, very interesting to see Michael Tarver back. Decent match with Wes Briscoe. Wes Briscoe winning that match. The Indian Deathlock tap out is how he finished that one. Let's see here. We get the introduction of the Dark Child and the Demigod of Death, Reverend Nelson's prophecy. Nexus, that's it. It's been a while. Thank you, Agent. Welcome. Good to see you in the chat. See, and that's why I love the regulars that come in here, because they help put in the little pieces of little tiny screw ups that I do once in a while. Don't shut up. It is once in a while. It's not all the time. Be nice. Anyways, the prophecy takes on the hot shots, and it ends in a DQ, which is interesting because in this episode, hey Ronnie, what's up? Welcome. In this episode, number 4, we get the prophecy coming down to the ring and attacking the Slambinos. Now, even though the Slambinos come off as like a heel, you know, they portray themselves as heels, but they're really kind of goofy. The stuff that they do backstage, the promos they cut, the little outside of the ring segments that they've recorded, and you got to go on the social media to see them when they're, you know, making the pizza and stuff like that. It's really quite funny. It's really hard to classify these guys as heels, but when you put them in the ring with someone like the Prophecy, oh man, the Prophecy just blasts them out of the water as far as looking like heels. The Prophecy just looked evil as hell. These two guys brawled all over the place. No, the refs could not get them in the ring. Double DQ. So it's interesting that they put the Prophecy on there twice for matches, and they really have not had a complete match yet. So as frustrating as it may be for a new tag division on a new television, I think it's setting up something. Obviously, you know, there's no current tag champs. They're still building the brand from what it was. But it's obviously showing the toughness and it's the word I'm looking for. How ruthless some of these teams can be in the ring. And the lawlessness. And the funny, not funny, ha. But when you look at a group like the Prophecy run by the Reverend, it's like, okay, my grandpa was a pastor back when he was alive years ago, okay? So I know how pastors and reverends are supposed to be. How this guy is running a team by the name of the Prophecy, and you've got Darkchild and the Demigod of Death. What? What church do you run that you've got that you're running with these guys? That's just scary. That's, you know, I love the team because they're very dark and very mysterious. It's not every day that you see something like this. You know, you see people down in like AAA with face paint and stuff like that. But to see an American tag team all done up, not saying anything, just looking really scary, you don't see that a lot. So it's very unique. I dig it. I really do. So the fact that the teams had to be separated, Glenn Gilberti, who runs the Slambinos, had absolutely zero control over his guys. He's sitting there complaining about the refs, like, "Oh, why can't these refs do anything?" And the commentating team is like, "They're your guys. You do something with them." Ronnie's in the chat. Cool show. Yeah, I thought it was a good episode. It's like, you know, it's a new product. It's, you know, the tournament is what's going to draw you in. It's not just a couple matches on an hour show. That's what's going to draw you in. You know, it's like, oh, okay, these guys are fighting for something. It's building the brand. So, you know, you gotta be a little patient with it, you know. Title on the line. Yeah, Austin Aries put his title on the line again. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Just one more thing I wanted to bring up here. Another quarterfinal match besides Tarver and Briscoe was they called Michael Tarver the Monster. He had like a badass mask on. It was kind of cool. I remember that. He's part of the Brown, Dante Brown and Associates crew. Jeff Cobb did his debut and wrestled against Luke Hawx. Luke Hawx was distracted by Aries. That's how Jeff Cobb got. I'm sorry, I forgot. I need to like read my notes before I put my foot in my mouth. Luke Hawx was distracted by Austin Aries. Okay, he was out of the ring. The match was called on a count out, which gave Jeff Cobb the win, which seems kind of weird. But if you keep watching and you see what's happening on social media and on the episodes, you understand what's happening. But the wedding. Yeah, the wedding was a blast. A lot of fun. Hell of a road trip. The road trip was rough, but everything else surrounding it was awesome. Austin Aries, putting up his Impact Wrestling Championship again, and this time picked someone a little bit better than Vince. I still laugh at Vince because it was so goofy. Lasted about 2 seconds in the ring with Austin Aries. Well, this week we get a much better competition for Austin Aries. We get the return of Chris Bay. And I was a little afraid that we were not going to see how good Chris Bay could be in the ring, and certainly did give Austin Aries more competition, lasted a lot longer. Austin Aries still came out with a win, defending his Impact Wrestling Championship. I still think this still really, it blows my mind that Austin Aries on another TV show on another network is defending the Impact Wrestling Championship. I have not heard anything yet as far as what the relationship is between Ring Warriors and Impact Wrestling. My only first guess on this is that I know Impact Wrestling is heading out west soon, within the next month or so. They're doing tapings in Sam's Town Casino, and they're doing stuff with FSW. They're also doing a talent, what do you call it? Not talent search, but you can call it talent search. They're going to be looking for more talent out west, which is incredible. And I'm looking at the people on this show, and I can pick certain ones that, there's a good chunk of these that are already on TV and other places. Martin Gonzalez, Martin Gonzalez, Aries, Eli Drake, among many others. And it's just interesting to see all these different faces in different places. It's cool. It's almost reminds you of way back in the day, and I know I'm going way back. Almost kind of like, this was a negative context, whereas, this current one is a positive one. But it's like Rick Rude one night was on WWF television The next night he was in WCW, you know, that kind of thing. But I know that goes way back. Rest in peace, Rick Rude. Man, what a missed talent. So good. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where this is all going between the companies. I mean, the whole thing with Austin Aries having a piece of the company. I don't know if I buy that. You know, I don't. That's kind of funny. But let's get back to this tournament. The two main tournament, we call it quarterfinal matches on here, leading to next week's. Was that a semifinal match then? If you want to be the best in the world, prove it. Yeah, right. And Aries is definitely one of the best in the world right now. He's causing quite a bit of bother, if you will, on social media. This whole feud with Johnny Impact. Crazy stuff. Love him. Gotta love him. Martin Casals versus Alex Chamberlain. Wow, what a match. These matches do start out kind of slow. And it just and as I'm taking notes, then I look up and I'm like, wait, did I miss something? And I rewind and it's like, no, I didn't miss much. But it's that whole feeling out process. Then it goes to commercial and then they do the rest of the match and then it really, starts heating up. So it's a different formula from other shows that you watch. Well, same but different. I wish other shows could do a similar formula like Lucha Underground does more of, where they do a complete match, break, complete match, break, complete match, whatever. Doesn't always work like that, but I've noticed they've been able to space it up better that way. But you're not missing much in the first couple seconds where these guys are just, the whole feeling out process, and then things heat up later in the match. The perfect example is the Eli Drake Hammerstone match. But Martin Casals versus Alex Chamberlain, wow. I'm really digging Alex Chamberlain's style of wrestling. It's a total throwback in a sense. He just has that old school babyface look from way back in the day. There's no, I mean, it's a clean look, good in-ring grappling skills, and just reminds me of kind of like a Briscoe. You know what I mean? But anyways, complete brain fart there. Sorry. I was thinking Briscoe. That's not the name I was thinking of. Not Briscoe. Jim Brunzell. That's the name I'm thinking of. Clean cut, baby face, good wrestler. I know that's another name that goes way back there. Google it. Educate yourself. You'll understand what I'm talking about. I don't talk about old guys much, but once in a while, just to give a kind of a reference, But man, Martin Casals bringing a lot of crazy to the ring. He very similar to his Lucha Underground character, minus the supernatural appeal, because there is something about Marty. I'm not saying that Marty in Lucha Underground has powers, but obviously there is something incredibly more twisted. This Martin is a little more toned down, still a lot of psychology in the ring as far as him trying to get inside the head of Alex Chamberlain, and in the beginning it really throws him off, and then Alex just goes to town on him and gets the win. But I don't think that's going to slow down Martin Casals. I'm sure he's going to get some revenge on him somehow. Sooner rather than later. Then we get Hammerstone versus Eli Drake. Oh, I was going to say, with the interviewer, Schneikes, what's his name again? Ken Resnick. And if you look it up, he used to be on really old wrestling TV shows as an interviewer way back in the day. Go Google his name. You may not recognize him right away, but when you see old pictures and old video of him, you go, oh my God, that's him? Yes, that's him. And he's still got it. He really does. I mean, how he reacts. I mean, I put him right up there with Okerlund as far as a backstage, name to interview people, a significant face in professional wrestling, a backstage name. I think I read somewhere that he recently won some kind of award in wrestling somewhere. I'm not sure. But him interviewing Martin Casals, and Martin Casals is getting all twitchy and crazy on him, and Resnick looks like he's just about to piss down his leg until Alex Chamberlain comes up and calms him down a little bit. Oh man, it's really funny. Then we get Hammerstone versus Eli Drake, another significant name on this new and rising brand to television. And you can't have a stronger personality other than the champ himself. Well, Impact Wrestling champ, I should say, because we still don't have a Ring Warriors champ. We're in the midst of the tournament. But to have another significant talent, strong charisma, in-ring capabilities to help carry this brand like Eli Drake. That's right, Duke Togo. Eli Drake. And just the promo that he cuts on Hammerstone in the beginning before he goes out there with backstage with Ken. Oh man, he's been one of my favorites for a while, but the more I see Eli Drake, it's like, man, it's just, the guy's incredible. I can't say enough about him. How Impact Wrestling is lucky enough to have a guy like him still on the show. And just think, if he would have ended up going somewhere else, and he wouldn't be on Ring Warriors either. So there you go. It's like I've said this all year long, folks. It's a crazy time in wrestling. The fact that we've got some of these guys on several different shows is just it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Aries, Eli Drake, Martin Casals coming up soon. They got the tapings in tomorrow, and the next day more tapings at Sam's Town in Vegas. You got new faces like Killer Cross showing up on this brand, Lance Hoyt, new women talent. I can't think of her name, something Monroe, I believe. But yeah, and then all the ones that we've seen so far, just the brand is growing, and once the championship's done, it's going to get even crazier. It's going to quickly become one of my favorite 1 hour wrestling shows. I can tell you that much. And to review it, on a regular basis. Like I know I missed the last one, but we caught up a little bit with it. And to watch this tournament and these matches, the more I watch it, the more I like it. I like it. It's got an old school feel to it. Like I know it's a casino, but just the look of everything and how the crowd reacts, it's got a family feel to it, kind of like the WWE, but it's more old school. Like I said, it's got kind of like an old AWA arena feel to it, kind of, sort of. If you're an older wrestling fan, you'll understand that. But yeah, Hammerstone versus Eli Drake. Wow, what a match. Eli Drake comes out in this one to complete the quarterfinals. So we got Alex Chamberlain and Eli. Okay, so Alex Chamberlain is going to face off against Eli Drake. And then we are going to have, where are you? Wes Briscoe face Jeff Cobb. I believe that's going to be the two semifinals. So, yeah. It's nuts. And then to watch, like I said, to watch the tag team division grow gets a little more crazy, and how they're gonna get control of these tag teams and able to come up with a tag team championship at the same time is going to be even more nuts. Excuse me. Pierre's in the chat. Good evening. So yeah, and the commentary team is decent too. The names aren't, I didn't write them down. No, I did. Where are they? Blake Chadwick and Larry Brannon. Brannon? I think that's it. I'm trying to read my own writing. They're decent. They're not going to reinvent ringside announcing, but they are doing it live. They are there. So that's a help, because not every show has the live commentary. But whenever you do have live commentary, it helps. So yeah, that's pretty much it for a quick wrap up of episode 3 and talking more about 4 from this past weekend. The quarterfinals are over. Semifinals, I'm sure, are going to start next week or soon. And to see what Aries does next with this brand, I mean, he's got that control over it, and he's also defending his own championship from another show on here. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. Not too many other shows are doing that I know of, that are going to feature another championship from another show on there. Only thing I can think of off the top of my head is someone like Phoenix bringing his AAA Mega Championship to, did he bring it on Impact? I can't remember. I think he brought it to MLW. I can't remember if he's brought it on Impact yet. But anyways, like that example. He takes it different places, which is appropriate. I think I also heard somewhere that Phoenix was going to be facing Kenny Omega soon. That'd be nuts. Not sure where that's going to happen. But anyways, that's another completely different universe in itself over in New Japan Pro Wrestling universe. We don't talk about that too much on here. Once in a while. Good stuff. We just don't talk about it all the time. So that's it for this one. Ring Warriors number 4, Quattro, is in the books. Thinking Lucha Underground, Ultima Lucha Quattro coming up. That'll be in the next few weeks. So before I keep on rambling, we'll wrap this one up. I am going to watch MLW still tonight and try to review this past weekend's one a little later tonight, a couple hours, from somewhere within the next 2 hours. We'll be back here live on Smash This Podcast. Don't forget, folks, in the month of October, Smash This Podcast is going pink. The link is in the description. A special t-shirt brought to you by Wrestle Addict Radio and Rant With Ant guys, someone that I'm very proud to be aligned with. They came out with a new t-shirt specifically for this month, and the proceeds go to help cancer research. So if you want to support an incredible cause, the link is in the description, along with my own personal t-shirt that I am selling down there. Go grab yourself one if you want to support the brand. We'll see you later tonight. Thanks for watching, folks.